Hello, folks. Welcome to College Football Week 10 predictions. Let's get to it. Starting off with Friday between UNC and Syracuse, 7:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Syracuse is a 1.5 point favorite. Syracuse, 3 wins to get bowl eligible, while for UNC, it's going to have to take a miracle. They need 4 wins to get to bowl eligible. And the Tar Heels, by the way, they're 0-3 in the conference, which is really brutal. And last week, why Bill Belichick had to go for 2 for the win? Instead, they lose to Virginia, brutalized. Tough one there. Now they got to go to New York and take on Syracuse, who their record's a little different. 3-1 in the conference. Their only win in the conference was against Clemson. That was a road game. In this one, this is going to be an interesting quarterback matchup. Can Gio Lopez bounce back after a disappointing loss at home against Virginia? I'm going to say Syracuse wins it. They have a good defense overall, better than the Tar Heels. Give me Syracuse by 2 points. We jump to Saturday. Penn State taking on number one team in the country, Ohio State, at 12 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Ohio State is a 20.5 point favorite. These two always have great matchups, of course, in the history, but this year is a little more different. Penn State firing their head coach 2 weeks ago, and now their season is in the hands of a interim head coach and a new quarterback. Of course, last time we saw them coming off a tough loss to Iowa on the road. So here they are. They're back again. They just need 3 wins to clinch bowl eligible. But going up against the Buckeyes, who they're defending national champs, are looking to go to the Big Ten title game, win the Big Ten, and hopefully win back-to-back national championships. This one is going to be an ugly game, but give me Ohio State winning it by 21. Number 9, Vanderbilt taking on 20th ranked Texas at 12 p.m. Eastern on ABC. Texas is a 2.5 point favorite, a bit too low. And plus, Texas should maybe not be favored in this game because Arch Manning had a concussion protocol last week against Mississippi State in their win. We are told that he did practice this week, so if he does play, I would lean to Texas because their defense will have to do their job against what could be the Heisman Trophy winner, Diego Pavi, and Vanderbilt, who came in that game against Missouri and got us a close game, 10-17. This should be a fun one. I would put my money on Vanderbilt. Diego Pavi is going to do whatever it takes to go to Austin and upset the Longhorns, and they're going to run that football. I like Diego Pavi and Vanderbilt winning it by 3. Number 10, Miami taking on SMU at 12 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Miami is a 10.5 point favorite. Miami, this is Miami's first road test of the year. Remember, they've been playing some road games, of course, but it was not outside of Miami. So this is their first time going somewhere else other than going to Florida State, other than if going to Florida. All that, again, all these games were in Florida territory. Now they're going to go outside of that territory and go into SMU, who had their tough loss to Wake Forest last week. So this game needs to be a bounce back game for the Mustangs if they're going to want to get to that, not just bowl eligible, but going to the conference championship game in the ACC. But I think Miami's way too much. I think Miami's offense will get back on track. So give me Miami winning it by 7. Duke taking on Clemson at 12 p.m. Eastern on ACC Network. Clemson is a 3.5 point favorite. And Clemson, bye week, of course, but now they got to get back on track because, yes, they're trying to go bowl eligible, for at least bowl eligible this season. Going up against Duke, who last time we saw them got a tough loss to Georgia Tech at home, so tough one for them. Got a bye week here. This should be a fun game, but give me Clemson. I think Clemson should get this one. They need this. They need bowl eligible this year. So give me Clemson winning it by 5. Army taking on Air Force at 12 p.m. Eastern on CBS. Army is a 1.5 point favorite. This is a huge rivalry game, of course. Army against Air Force, but you can also go with the Army versus Navy game, which will happen at the end of the season. So this game will be very huge. Give me Army winning it by at least 2 points. Navy taking on North Texas at 12 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. North Texas is a 5.5 point favorite. These two teams will face off and maybe potentially a chance for them to go to the college football playoffs or be part of that group of 5 or group of 6 teams. I think this should be a fun one. Give me North Texas. The way they're playing football this season. Now, I know Navy's undefeated and the committee has not put them in the rankings, which is really disrespectful. But if Navy do win this game, hey, it could change. They would probably be ranked this season. But I got North Texas winning it. They win by 4. Arizona State taking on Iowa State at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern on TNT. Iowa State is a 3.5 point favorite. The Cyclones had a tough home loss to BYU. Looking to respond back against Arizona State, who they're also a game away to clinch bowl eligible this season. Love this one. This should be a trap game, but I think Iowa State will prevail. They'll win it by 2. Number 5, Georgia taking on Florida at 3:30 p.m. Eastern on ABC. Georgia is a 7.5 point favorite. And yes, these two teams will go at each other in Jacksonville, Florida, home of the Jaguars. But let's talk about it. Last time we saw Georgia got a huge win against Ole Miss at home. Against Florida, had a big win against Mississippi State. But then after that, the next day, they fired Billy Napier from duties as head coach. So the good news for Florida still is they have a chance still to clinch bowl eligible, which they need to win 3 games. And for Georgia, they're trying to keep up in the SEC title race. So here, give me Georgia winning it by 10. Texas Tech taking on Kansas State at 3:30 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Number 13th ranked Texas Tech is a 6.5 point favorite. Really big game for Texas Tech. They're trying to keep their Big 12 title hopes alive, joining maybe BYU or Cincinnati, Houston, Utah, one of those teams. They're trying to join them. But for Kansas State, they're 4th for this season, but their conference record is still the same, 3-2 in the conference. Real trap game, but give me Texas Tech by 4. 15th ranked Virginia taking on Cal at 3:45 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. Virginia is a 3.5 point favorite. The Cavaliers got a huge road win against the Tar Heels in Chapel Hill. They're going across the West Coast and take on the Cal Golden Bears, who have an opportunity to clinch bowl eligible this year. And what a year this is for the Cal Golden Bears. They lose their star running back, transferred to Oklahoma, a star quarterback who's now having a phenomenal year with Indiana, to going with a freshman quarterback, and he's been playing very, very good football. But I got Virginia. They'll prevail. I think it's going to be a very tough game for Virginia. And Cal is not easy because, yes, you have to fly from your campus in Virginia to going to California. But give me Virginia. They'll be ready. They'll win by 4. All right, to the game of the week. 18th ranked Oklahoma taking on 14th ranked Tennessee at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on ABC. Tennessee is a 3.5 point favorite, and the Tennessee Bombs are going to rock in with their dark mode uniforms, all black. So excited to see them. But Tennessee coming off a big time win against Kentucky on the road. Now they get back home, take on Oklahoma, who had a tough loss to Ole Miss, and their chances to go into Atlanta may not happen for the Sooners. But here, this is a great one being played in Knoxville, Tennessee. Tennessee needs this more. They're trying to get in that spot to Atlanta, but Oklahoma, they're trying to spoil the party either way. This should be tough. I like Oklahoma on the road. Their defense is going to pressure Joey Aguilar a lot. And yes, Tennessee has struggled in big time games. Um, Against Georgia's defense, really tough. And against Bama's defense was really rough for Joey Aguilar. This is that kind of game, and I think Oklahoma's defense will do it. Give me the Sooners winning it by 4. 23rd ranked USC taking on Nebraska at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on NBC. USC is a 6.5-point favorite. The Trojans back in the top 25 rankings this week, of course, but going up against Nebraska, who today they have announced Matt Rule to get his extension. Yes, Nebraska and Matt Rule have agreed on a new 2-year contract. So for Penn State fans, you may not like that news, but Matt Rule is going to stay for another 2 years. Plus, there is a $15 million buyout in his contract. But this is good. This is a good one being played in Nebraska. I think USC needs this more. Give me the Trojans winning it by 4. Then, this game's going to get a little uglier. Washington State taking on Oregon State at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on CBS. Washington State is a 3.5-point favorite. Two teams that know each other in the Pac-12 will now get to face each other. And I'm glad this is the last time we'll see those two face each other. For then the new boys come in from the Mountain West to the Pac-12. So Washington State and Oregon State next year, you'll finally get your new teams in the Pac-12. But overall, give me Washington State. Oregon State just got their first win, but that was against a non-conference team, man. Nah, give me Washington State winning it by 20, or maybe just by 10. Yeah, Washington State by 10. Then what could be the potential game of the week? I already mentioned Oklahoma, Tennessee is the game of the week, but what could be maybe the game of the week? 17th ranked Cincinnati taking on 24th ranked Utah at 10:15 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Utah is a 7.5-point favorite, and this is a huge game for both teams. For Cincinnati, they're trying to keep their Big 12 title hopes alive, while for Utah, they just destroyed Colorado last week. And yeah, they dominated them 42, I'm assuming 42-7 at halftime. This game is going to be very huge for Utah and Cincinnati. If I were to pick this game, I would take Utah. Their quarterback is really electric. But for Cincinnati, if they're going to win this game in a hostile environment in Utah, they're going to run the ball physically. They're going to want their defense to slow down that star quarterback in Utah. That's how Cincinnati should beat them. But I have Utah winning it by 1 point. That's it for my college football week 9 predictions. If you've not seen my other videos, go check them out on my channel. Of course, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell for more sports news.